good friend Brian Urlacher back here on the program. How are you, Brian?
I'm doing great, Rich. How are you?
I'm doing fine. What'd you think of Trubisky last night? What'd you think of that?
I was exciting to watch. I was happy that they, kind of waited to put him in this long in the season, give him some time to watch Glennon or just kind of take in what the NFL's like. But I was happy for him. It's exciting to be a Bears fan right now because I think you see what he can do. Get him a couple of weapons, some receivers, get some of those guys healthy. But their offensive line's good. They got good running backs. The future looks bright for him.
So you think he looked ready? Did he look ready to you, though, Brian?
But they were very basic with what they did. A lot of boots, a lot of outside zone plays with the running backs instead of the boots. But you see the athletic ability. You can see his arm strength. You see, he fits in that. He fits the mold of an NFL quarterback, in my opinion.
And so, I just wonder what John Fox is thinking today. What do you think he's thinking today, Brian?
Well, he's probably mad because they lost. Number one,
right?
But Minnesota's a good football team. They're a really good defense. They've been up there a couple of years now at the top of the league in defensive stats. But he's probably got to be a little bit encouraged, I would think. Fox is probably never happy until they win. But I would think he's got to be a little encouraged with the way the kid played. He had the bad turnover there at the end. But Harrison Smith's a good safety. That was a nice play by him.
No, I know that. What I guess I'm aiming at here, driving at, Brian, is I don't know if he's got the – if he was, say, in year one, attached at the hip with this kid, then I would say that he could take that opinion. But he needs to win football games now, right? I mean, unless
That's a good point.
Unless they're willing to let him grow with the quarterback after already having a couple of substandard years there.
This sounds bad, but he was stuck with Cutler. He didn't have a choice with that because they paid him before Fox got there. He was kind of stuck with him for a year or two, so they didn't have a choice in that. And maybe they're thinking, okay, if we're going to draft a young quarterback, and the word on the street was they wanted to take a safety, but the Bears ownership said take Trubisky at number 2, trade up and get him. That's just the word on the street. I'm not sure if that's true or not. So maybe they're thinking, all right, we got to give Coach Fox a couple of years with this kid and see what happens. If you're going to take a quarterback that high with a coach in his third year, there's going to be some growing pains, and he's going to need a couple of years to to get into the system. I would think they're going to give him a couple more years. I hope. I know Fox is thinking I got to win right now, but they almost won that game last night. It's not saying they can't win with Trubisky right now. Their defense is good enough to win.
Yeah, because you would advocate for Fox sticking around, Brian, right?
100%. I'm a huge fan of Coach Fox. He's won everywhere he's been. It's been a struggle in Chicago so far. I do believe their defense is one of the better ones in the NFL, and they've had problems with the quarterback position and keeping players healthy. Every receiver they get gets hurt. It's frustrating.
Brian Urlacher joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. Did you agree with the suspension for Trevathan on that hit on Davante Adams? Did you agree with that, Brian?
It's a tough one. Yes and no. How about that? It was a very violent hit. But I don't think he was trying to be malicious. I think you have to look at intent most of the time on those plays. I don't think he was trying to hurt the guy. Football is a full-speed sport, and Danny plays at full speed. He hit the guy. He's trying to get a shot on him before he goes down. The whistle hadn't blown. Now, is it targeting 100%? Should he have been fined? Yeah, I just don't know if I agree with the suspensions. The other day I was watching a college football game, and I cannot stand the rule in college where they eject a guy for the rest of that game, and if it's the first half, or if it's the second half, the first half of the next game. It drives me crazy. They review it and all that stuff, but I just don't think you should eject these guys after one, so-called targeting penalty.
Well, the problem with that that I have with that, Brian, is that when you rely on replay to review intent, that's impossible. You cannot do that because when you look at replay, you can see, well, did 1 centimeter of his helmet connect with a half a centimeter of what is considered the head, chest, and neck area, right? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
That
I was excited last night. So I'm sorry.
No. That to me is I'm with you on that, on targeting.
Yeah, I was excited last night. The officials picked up a flag they threw. I'm sorry, my dogs are barking in the backyard here. They're going crazy.
That's okay.
They picked up the flag on Sendejo for a hit that they thought was targeting, and they said no, he hit him in the chest. And I was like, you never see that in NFL. You never see them pick up flags for, especially when they throw. They're told to throw the flag because it looks malicious or bad. Throw the flag, and they actually picked it up and got it right because it wasn't. You can see on the replay, he hit him in the chest with his shoulder. That's a legal hit. I was excited to see them do that. For a change.
I don't know if you saw, I'm with Brian Urlacher here on the Rich Eisen Show. I don't know if you watched the Packers-Cowboys game, Brian, but the Blake
I don't watch many games anymore, but I did watch that one.
Okay, so Blake Martinez, his arm hit Dez on the top of the head in the end zone, and that was flagged for 15 yards. Do you think those should be reviewable, Brian? Would you be fine with that?
Yes, and once again, yes and no. I do. The one thing I do like about the college rules, they do review them. I don't like the end result when they eject the players, but I do like that they can review them. I think that should have been picked up as well, and I think most people agree with that because it wasn't malicious. You know, he's going for the ball, or football happens so fast, it's hard to adjust your angle on some of those plays, and I think that was a terrible call. I think, and the way you can tell is if the NFL doesn't find these guys for the hits, because they go over every single hit that's thrown a penalty that draws a flag in the game, they either find them or they don't. That one I don't think will get fined.
Brian Urlacher, all-pro linebacker for so many years, 8-time Pro Bowler, College Football Hall of Famer, joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. As always, when you come on the show, there's 2 things that we hit. You know that, right? There's always 1 or 2
yes,
things.
I know. Oh, I know. I know the other one's coming.
Okay. So the other one is Cutler. You mentioned him. Did you?
That's not the one I was thinking of. Okay.
Did you see him? Did you see him execute the Wildcat in London? Did you see that, Brian?
I didn't catch that game. Like I said, I don't watch a whole lot of games anymore. I just watch if they're on prime time. I used to watch them or someone else.
Well, he stood out there. He stood out there while they were running the Wildcat. He didn't budge. He didn't move an inch. Hands on his hips.
What's he supposed to do? He's supposed to go block somebody? Is he supposed to run a route? Usually you tell those guys to go out there and do not get hurt. Don't go try and block someone. Don't run a route. Just go out there and maybe you take a guy out of the box. And you just kind of, I didn't see the play, but maybe.
He didn't move. He didn't budge. He said he
imagine what he did.
He said he executed it perfectly. He didn't move. He kept his hands on his hips the whole time.
Well, did he get hit? Did he run around? Did he get hurt?
He didn't do anything.
Okay, then that's a successful play. And if you're going to run the Wildcat, you're pretty much telling the defense, we're not going to throw it to our quarterback. Unless you've thrown it to him in the past,
yes,
he's out of the play. So, good job.
Okay, Chris Brockman, headline, Rich Eisen Show headline.
Got it.
Brian Urlacher defends Jay Cutler.
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. Yes.
Defends
I love it.
Jay Cutler's love of the game and execution to perfection. Brian Urlacher.
That's what really was said.
All caps, fire emoji.
Yep.
And then again, all right, Brian Urlacher, Mr. Restorer himself. Take a listen. I was on Dan Patrick's show last week. I appeared in person. I guess Charles Barkley was watching it. And then he calls in to Dan's show and says this to Dan after I left. Give a listen.
First of all, I need one more favor from you.
Okay, gotta hurry.
Tell Rich Eisen it's time to come on home. Shave his damn head. He's holding on for dear life, and I have no idea why. Tell him to come on home. It's over. He lost.
Thank you, Charles.
You got to go one way or the other, Rich. Yeah, you may have to either go see Restore or just go ball with it, man. That's I was holding on for a long time. I just decided to go bald, and then I decided to go back with it. So you got choices.
So, and Dion as well. Have you noticed Dion's
good? You should see his. I saw him on the TV today. He's got the hairline going out. He's trying to grow it out. It looks pretty good.
Okay. Now, did we send this to a poll question?
We did.
Okay,
we did.
Well, to our listeners?
So last week, Brian, we threw up a Twitter poll. What should Rich do with his hair situation? Here are the final results. 26% keep as is. Now, we have a tie at 37%. Full Barkley got 37%, and full Dion Urlacher got 37%.
Well, you got a decision to make. You don't have to do anything. Do whatever you want. How do you feel about it, Rich? Where are you leaning? Are you leaning one way or the other? Or?
Well, I got to be honest with you, Brian. For the first time in quite some time, I'm really thinking hard about doing the Urlacher. I really am thinking hard about it.
My wife, she was for some reason I guess you could put out a tweet. I was coming on your show today or something like that. Mm-hmm. And she googled some pictures of you in your younger day when you had nice hair. She's like, wow, he looks good with hair. Not saying you don't look good without it.
Yeah,
but,
my wife has a similar attitude, Brian. I got to be honest with you.
But she loves you either way. I love you either way, but you look better with hair. Is that what you said?
So, just a quick consult here. I mean, how long does it take? I mean, what?
Either you'll be there for a day. It's like an 8-hour procedure. You'll be there for one day.
8 hours?
It's
like a Clockwork Orange. What are you talking about? What? 8 hours?
It's easy. You go in. Well, they got it. They're good at it. What they do, they're very particular where they put the hairs and where they take them out, where they put them back in. They don't screw around. So it takes a little bit, but you don't seem to be as bald as maybe some of the clients in the past, myself included. So
I have a head start. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you may be there 4 hours. I don't know, but it's a very simple procedure.
Okay. All right. Now, how long would it take to like get back on the air? I mean, how long do I?
You go back on. You could go on that afternoon. You could go on the next day if you want.
No, come on. Wouldn't it be red? Wouldn't it be like dotted and all that stuff? Or
you'll have a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? So those little words out there. Come on, Rich.
A red mark, rash, like a rash, like it looks like a rash.
Maybe like a rash.
Sunburn, like
put a hat on.
Maybe a little irritated. How about that? There's a word.
Okay, I'll have an angry pate.
Yeah. So once you get done on a Friday and go back to work on a Monday, how about that? That way you don't have to worry about it.
Wow.
You got a couple days to recover. You're good to go.
Wow.
We could do a Friday show on location.
Kaboom. You go back in on Monday.
All right, Brian. I'm really thinking hard about it. I'll really think about it.
There's options out there, if you want that option. I'm glad I took that option because I like the way it looks. It took me a while to get used to. I'm so used to seeing myself bald. Now I'm so used to seeing myself with hair that when I see myself bald, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, Brian.
Come on.
Well, I'm just saying.
You were such a handsome bald man.
I had a great bald-shaped head. I'm not going to disagree with that, but I do like the hair.
Okay. All right. A Rich Eisen show headline. Brian Urlacher's told me I could have a head start. In by Friday, back by Monday.
Boom. I'm just saying you're not as bad. You're not as bald as some of the clients in the past.
Okay.
You're talking to one of those clients, by the way. So,
okay, Brian. Look, I appreciate you giving me the confidence.
You know what? Maybe if I'd have held on longer, I would look like you do right now. I didn't hold on as long. So maybe that's what it is.
You take care, Brian. Always love chatting with you. Take care.
Later,
okay, that's Brian Urlacher.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that video, be sure to download our app, and I'll be sure to help the NFL figure out what a catch is.